Amidst the noisy and hurried flow of modern life, there are times when we need to set aside our worries to listen to the call of our own soul. In those moments, as all the noise gradually subsides, we begin to sense a subtle power emerging from the intersection of ancient Buddhist wisdom and profound discoveries of modern psychology. This is where the philosophies of impermanence, suffering, and interdependence intertwine with mindfulness practices, opening a new path, a journey that leads us beyond inner suffering and towards true happiness. Buddhism is not just a religion or an abstract philosophy, it is also a profound treasure of wisdom distilled from thousands of years of lived experience and practice. One of its core principles is the understanding of suffering, impermanence, and the interdependent nature of all things. To delve deeper into the value of these principles, we can listen to stories and vivid examples passed down through time. The journey of the Buddha's enlightenment is a powerful testament to this. When he renounced his luxurious life in the palace, faced suffering, loss, and the uncertainties of existence, he discovered the path to ending suffering. His story not only helps us realize that suffering is unavoidable, but also highlights the power of self-awareness and mindfulness, powerful tools for overcoming inner challenges. Another story that vividly illustrates the principle of impermanence is the parable of the raft from Buddhist scriptures. The Buddha taught that just as a raft is built to cross a turbulent river, his teachings serve as a means to navigate the flood of suffering. Once we have reached the shore of liberation, we no longer need the raft, just as we can live freely in the present with a peaceful mind. This story is not only deeply metaphorical, but also encourages us not to confine ourselves to rigid doctrines, but to remain adaptable to changing circumstances. Beyond traditional stories, modern psychological research has also demonstrated the practical benefits of mindfulness-based practices. Studies from renowned research institutions have shown that mindfulness practice reduces stress, enhances emotional self-regulation, and improves quality of life. These findings further illuminate Buddhism's message that understanding and accepting change, impermanence, is the key to attaining inner peace. These examples and narratives not only bring the discussion to life, but also reveal that, whether through the lens of ancient wisdom or modern research, the path to happiness shares inextricable commonalities. It is within this intersection that we find endless inspiration to live a life that is complete, meaningful, and serene. In today's high-pressure and competitive world, mental health has become a top priority. Modern psychology has dedicated itself to understanding and improving cognitive processes, aiming to maintain a stable and peaceful mental state. This is evident in therapies such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and mindfulness-based programs. A prime example is the story of Jolie, a young individual struggling with negative thoughts and work-related stress. After repeatedly feeling trapped in a cycle of anxiety, Jolie decided to try CBT. Through each therapy session, she gradually learned to recognize and adjust her self-destructive thoughts. Jolie shared, "I realized that by changing the way I think, I could take control of my emotions and behavior. It truly opened a new door in my life." Her story clearly illustrates the power of cognitive transformation, helping individuals regain confidence and inner peace. Alongside this, modern research has also proven the benefits of mindfulness practice, an essential element not only in Buddhism, but also in contemporary psychological treatments. An interesting example is the story of Alva, a successful entrepreneur constantly facing work-related stress and life pressures. After being introduced to daily meditation through a mobile app, Alva decided to dedicate just 10 minutes each morning to meditating. The change didn't happen immediately, but over time, I felt my mind becoming clearer and daily worries seemed lighter, Alva shared. His story shows that even small changes in daily habits can yield significant improvements in mental well-being. In reality, it is not just individuals like Jolie or Alva. Millions of people worldwide are now actively using meditation apps such as Headspace or Calm to manage stress and enhance self-awareness. These tools have made mindfulness exercises easily accessible, improving not only mental states but also work performance and personal relationships. Through these vivid stories and examples, we can see that although originating from different theories and philosophies, modern psychology and Buddhism both emphasize the value of self-awareness and mindfulness. Their approaches not only help people cope with life's pressures, but also introduce effective practices for living a meaningful and fulfilling life. While modern individuals struggle with work stress, relationships, and daily challenges, the essence of ancient wisdom and modern psychological research has provided inspiring narratives on the power of mindfulness. These stories are not just theoretical, but are illustrated through the vivid experiences of both individuals and communities. Let us remember the journey of John Kabat-Zinn, a pioneer in applying mindfulness to healthcare and psychology. After witnessing many patients suffering from chronic stress and emotional distress, Kabat-Zinn developed the Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction (MBSR) program. Through this program, thousands of people have learned to transform negative thoughts into inner strength, reducing stress and improving their quality of life. His story stands as a living testament to the connection between Buddhist philosophy, with its teachings on presence and acceptance, and modern research in mental health. Not only famous figures, but in everyday life, we can also come across other inspiring stories. For instance, Lynn, a young teacher who was once overwhelmed by work pressure and personal relationships, turned to mindfulness practice as a way to soothe her soul. Every morning she would spend a few minutes sitting still, taking deep breaths, and listening to the rhythm of her own heart. Gradually, the emotional storms that once consumed her mind became lighter, helping her regain tranquility and confidence in facing life. Lynn's story demonstrates that even small changes in daily habits can have profound impacts on mental health. Additionally, there is the story of a group of employees at a leading technology company where work pressure is always high. The management decided to implement short daily meditation sessions in the office, combined with breathing exercises and emotional sharing. Initially, many employees were hesitant, but over time, the atmosphere became more relaxed and creativity was stimulated. Employees not only felt a reduction in stress, but also learned to empathize and support one another. A clear testament to how integrating mindfulness into the workplace can foster a more compassionate and connected community. Through these examples and stories, we realize that although originating from two different traditions, both Buddhism and modern psychology share a common goal: to unlock inner strength to help people cope with life's challenges. The intersection of ancient principles and modern research has opened doors to new practices, allowing individuals to find inner peace and strive for a more fulfilling life. The contrasting perspectives between Buddhism and modern psychology are not only theoretical, but are also illustrated through inspiring stories and real-life experiences. In Buddhist tradition, there is the story of a young monk who once struggled with the temptations of ego and self-satisfaction. Before embarking on the path of practice, he constantly sought recognition from others, only to gradually realize that such moments of happiness were fleeting. Under the guidance of a meditation master, he began deep meditation practice and slowly let go of the constraints of a fixed self. With each release, he discovered that true liberation comes from not attaching to any title or identity. This story not only illustrates how Buddhism guides individuals toward renouncing the ego to alleviate suffering, but also emphasizes the acceptance of suffering as an inherent part of life. Meanwhile, modern psychology presents a different perspective. Imagine the story of Min, a young employee struggling to maintain self-confidence and balance in life. Through cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, Min was guided to recognize negative thoughts and replace them with more positive perceptions. Instead of attempting to eliminate the self entirely, Min learned to build a strong and healthy self-image. With each therapy session, he gradually understood that having a positive self-concept does not equate to selfishness, but serves as a foundation for facing and overcoming life's challenges. Min's story clearly illustrates how modern psychology focuses on strengthening the self as a useful tool for emotional regulation and achieving happiness. These vivid examples demonstrate that, from any perspective, both systems emphasize the importance of deep self-awareness. Buddhism advises individuals to accept and relinquish attachments to the self to attain liberation, whereas modern psychology encourages the development of a healthy ego as a foundation for personal growth. This distinction not only reflects diverse approaches to suffering, but also opens different paths for individuals to discover a way of living that suits them best. When viewed holistically, the stories of Buddhist monks relinquishing the self through meditation and individuals like Min constructing their identity through therapy serve as powerful inspirations. Regardless of the chosen path, each person can learn valuable lessons. That the journey to happiness is not merely about avoiding suffering, but about acceptance, understanding, and self-development in different ways. Through this, we realize that whether through detachment or self-building, each step contributes to opening a new chapter of a fulfilling and meaningful life. In the era of technological boom and an increasingly fast-paced lifestyle, the application of mindfulness principles extends beyond therapy and has increasingly permeated daily life, creating breakthroughs that bridge the gap between ancient Buddhist wisdom and modern psychology. One prominent example is the mindfulness-based stress reduction MBSR program developed by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn at the University of Massachusetts. Numerous studies have shown that practicing MBSR can significantly reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression, and improve overall psychological well-being. These research findings not only affirm the value of mindfulness, but also highlight that Buddhist principles of presence and acceptance can be effectively applied in modern contexts to help individuals overcome mental struggles. Let's take a look at the story of a collective within a large technology company in Tokyo. The company's leadership recognized that increasing work pressure was causing employees to experience stress and mental imbalance. Therefore, they organized short daily meditation sessions right in the office, combined with breathing exercises and emotional sharing. Initially, some employees felt awkward, fearing that moments of silence would reduce work efficiency. However, after a few weeks of consistent practice, the work environment became more relaxed, creativity was sparked, and relationships among team members strengthened. This story clearly illustrates how mindfulness can be an effective remedy for improving the workplace environment, reducing stress, and enhancing empathy within a team. Not only in the workplace, but mindfulness is also integrated into daily life through mobile applications such as Headspace, Calm, and Insight Timer. For example, Anne, a middle-aged woman in the UK who had struggled with prolonged anxiety due to family and work pressures, noticed a significant change after she started using a meditation app daily. Moments of stress gradually eased, her mind became clearer, and she was able to face challenges with calmness. Anne's story vividly illustrates how modern technology can serve as a bridge to bring the essence of Buddhist teachings into everyday life, fostering positive and lasting change. Additionally, many schools and community organizations today have incorporated meditation programs and mindfulness activities into their schedules and training curricula. Some schools in Tokyo have introduced short morning meditation sessions for students, helping them cultivate focus and emotional regulation. Initial results indicate that students not only improve their academic performance, but also develop better social and psychological well-being. This is a powerful example showing that the fusion of Buddhist philosophy and modern psychology extends beyond therapy into various aspects of life, from education to social management. The aforementioned examples and stories demonstrate that applying mindfulness, a precious legacy of Buddhism, in modern psychological therapies and daily practices has yielded remarkable benefits. Whether in the workplace, through technological applications, or in education, mindfulness is becoming an effective tool that helps people calm their minds, balance their emotions, and find joy in the simplest things. Through this, the gap between ancient philosophies and modern scientific advancements is bridged, paving a shared path toward happiness and holistic human development. The journey to happiness is not just an individual pursuit, but a collective adventure for all of humanity, an inner exploration where every experience and lesson shapes who we are. In today's fast-paced and ever-changing world, where work pressures, relationships, and unexpected changes constantly arise, learning to understand and accept oneself is more valuable than ever. This is also the essential convergence between the ancient wisdom of Buddhism and the groundbreaking discoveries of modern psychology. Imagine real-life stories that highlight the power of mindfulness in daily life. The Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction (MBSR) program, developed by John Kabat-Zinn, is not just a therapeutic method, but also a vivid testament to transforming stress into motivation. Many patients who have participated in MBSR share that by simply pausing to listen to their breath, they have found peace amid the hustle and bustle of life, as if each breath were a key to unlocking tranquility within the soul. Beyond the personal aspect, leading corporations have also discovered the value of applying mindfulness in the workplace. For example, Google's Search Inside Yourself program has proven that brief meditation sessions not only help employees reduce stress, but also stimulate creativity and foster team cohesion. After each practice session, the office atmosphere becomes lighter, and everyone feels a greater sense of appreciation and empathy from colleagues. A compelling demonstration of mindfulness's power in nurturing a positive corporate culture. Emily's story, a foreign woman who once endured deep loss and loneliness, further highlights the transformative nature of the path to happiness. Instead of avoiding pain, Emily learned to embrace it and turn it into a motivation to love herself more. Each morning, she spent a few minutes meditating, listening to her heartbeat and feeling her presence. Over time, she realized that happiness does not mean the absence of sorrow, but the ability to stand firm and learn from life's challenges. Furthermore, research from prestigious universities such as Harvard and Yale has shown that practicing mindfulness not only enhances brain function, but also strengthens emotional self-regulation and reduces the risk of psychological disorders. These research findings further reinforce the belief that, whether viewed through the lens of ancient Buddhist philosophy or modern scientific inquiry, the path to happiness lies in unlocking inner strength and fully embracing each moment. In conclusion, the journey toward happiness is not a final destination, but an ongoing process of self-discovery and growth. Experiences, from listening to one's breath in each moment to profound life lessons, all contribute to teaching us how to accept and love ourselves. When the ancient wisdom of Buddhism intersects with the groundbreaking insights of modern psychology, we realize that peace does not come from avoiding difficulties, but from the ability to stand resilient, regulate emotions, and transform challenges into opportunities for growth. Let every step, no matter how small, become a brick in the path leading to a fulfilling and meaningful life. When we pause to listen to our inner voice and accept all emotions, from joy to sorrow, we truly recognize our own strength. It is the power to turn life's fleeting moments into an endless source of motivation, opening new horizons where the soul remains youthful, filled with hope and love.